before we get into it, guys, do not forget, live show Saturday, Magic Round between 11 and 1. We will be at the Caxton. It'll be myself, Guru, Timmy's coming as well. NRL Roast, Dino, he's going to be there as well. It's going to be a live show in the Caxton car park between 11 and 1. It's the yearly meet and greet, guys. Make sure to get down. It's an awesome day.
Just a bloke in a bar.
But someone, and it was, the context wasn't out of line, but someone champed me the other day, and I was like, what the fuck? And I just was like, why am I reacting?
Yeah. Hey, Chief. What's doing, champion?
I don't like muscles. Muscles is one.
Muscles.
Hey, muscles. It's like
What do you reckon's the worst?
Champ these days getting
Champ's up
worse.
there.
Buddy?
Bud.
How you been, bud?
Oh.
Hey, mate. No, mate.
Buddy's like contextual. Like if it's someone you don't know, like if it's someone you actually like know, it's like, okay.
It's the exaggerated mate. Hey,
Yeah, mate can be aggressive.
Still,
Mate
mate.
can be aggressive sometimes.
How you been, mate?
Yeah, it just depends how you say it. Champ. Look, I think Champ is so.
Champ's
known
got the
now.
biggest stigma.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
stigmatized. Champion.
Champion.
It's
Stigmatization.
been
How
stigmatized.
you going, Chief?
What about Big
Stigmatised,
Fella?
that's the one
I think
today.
I like Big Fella.
Big fella. I
like
don't mind big fella.
I like
Big
Fella.
fella's my go-to if I forget someone's name.
Big fella. How you
So that's
been,
why
champ?
you called him Big Fella the other day.
What's been doing, mate?
Yeah.
Big fella.
You know when it's
Champ.
like something you see someone coming towards you and they're coming at you a million miles an hour and you're like, I know him, name, big fella.
How you been, champ? Big fella into a champ.
How many do you reckon you could get in one like initial?
Someone should try and do a prank where like you just like, how you going, Champ? Yeah, Big Fella. Buddy. What's the other one? Chief.
Yeah, so what's been doing,
I
Chief?
don't mind, Chief.
Chief.
And muscles is the other one.
Muscles.
Hello, Muscles. How are you?
How's the kids' muscles?
That's like your dad's mate when you're a kid telling you, Muscles, how are you, buddy?
Hey.
I'm good. Get that.
All right. Are we good to go? Oh, okay. You can leave that in, Champ. You can leave that in, Champ. Welcome to Back in My Day. Don't forget, guys, next Monday, 6 p.m. Bloke jerseys. We've got them all on, guys. Do not miss. Let's go big this time. Let's go big. Magic Round. They will arrive. Let's absolutely dominate Magic Round with bloke jerseys. How about that? Monday, 6 p.m. Be there. Limited edition. We will never do this design again. And it's the best. It's the most direct and best way to support the platform. So if you've liked all the new shows, all the new content, and you want to support it, get a jersey. Monday, 6 p.m. Alrighty, boys. It's time for the tipping. Tipping on MberX. How did we go last week? Do we know rugby league? Not know rugby league?
6 from 8.
Four from 8.
I've gone die hard with the Storm. They ruined me. And I do have something to admit. I do feel dirty. I feel dirty about it, but I backflipped on the Knights. Sorry, Johnsy.
Oh, you did.
I went Penrith. I backflipped because you backflipped.
Yeah, look.
I followed Ren because you followed Ren, then I followed you.
On the show, we're mates, but when it comes down to the tipping competition,
Oh my
That's
god.
that's pretty
enemies.
ruthless from you, man.
Wow.
now you know.
I went to
muscles.
Dragons. I left it up.
So did I. So did I.
Did you go drag seat?
Yeah, well,
Wow.
I had to get around him and Youngie.
That's bad
You're an
tipping.
ex-Dragon. You didn't give a shit.
I went 5 from 8. Listen, it was a tough round.
Did you go to the Tigers?
I didn't even worth looking.
didn't go Tigers.
After my start, I just decided to opt out pretty quick of this round.
I went Tiger. Oh, sorry, I went Raiders. They got pumped. I went
Yeah.
Sharkies as well. They got
yeah,
done.
I didn't go Sharkies.
My
Yeah, I
Broncos-
went Sharkies as well.
You went Cows, didn't you?
I went Cows.
Yep.
What about I did go Broncos?
Did ya?
Yeah, so did I.
So did I.
Flipped it a minute
Oh
before.
wow! Okay.
But actually, I want to say this because I was thinking about it. I'm going to put this out there. For me, I'm going to say, considering the situation, and this is a big call, and again, I feel dirty for saying it, I reckon Broncos are the favourites.
Favourites over Penrith
Yep.
Panthers right now.
Yep.
Wow. They actually have a double, and this is thanks to the GOAT Sean Omered at Sportsbet. They have double the best defence when it comes to goal line defence than anyone in the competition.
Really?
So it takes 21 tackles on average to score against the Brisbane Broncos when you're on their line.
And the next best is
It's
what,
like
10 or
10.
11.
Well,
Wow.
well, look at this. If Penrith were in the same situation, how would they be going?
With that many players out.
Yep. Not well.
Yeah, well,
Look at the Storm.
and in those positions too. Like if you take Nathan
Cleary,
out suddenly,
Edwards,
your front
both
row,
your front row, all
Moses
your front
Leota.
row.
Considering they're doing what they're doing in this situation,
Mate, that's like a fair statement. And I'll ride that all day long.
I know you will.
I mean, that's
You'll
good
whip it.
stuff. That's
And
good
not
stuff.
many hookers getting around at the moment there too.
Let's keep glazing. Let's keep glazing, boys.
I'm probably not
putting
going
you
to
under
say
pressure.
it again, but it's on record.
It's on record.
One of the
Really
rabbits. They're me dark horse.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to tip, guys, join MberX, the tipping comp, and you can also join the Bloke Tipping comp. Bloke Tipping, all one word. MberX, a tipping app for the tippers. Boys, Jarome Luai, cashed up.
Love it.
What's doing now? Before we started, you had some great yarns about. Speak to us about because we've all spoken about like the signing, everything like that. But just about some of the off-field stuff of how much you reckon he's going to earn in regards to third parties and that.
Well, the thing is, like, he can, like, even, whether he did some stuff over there, like, firstly, like, the PR side of it, like, Chamis has done very well here. Like, it got leaked out that he'd been over there. I firstly think that they wouldn't have taken the risk on of it being leaked and then him not signing, because that would have looked disastrous if he went over there.
Remember what happened to the Dolphins? Heaps of guys were going there.
Mate, exactly
Bloody
right.
Cheese walking out instead of having a slap on the pokies.
Yeah, exactly right. But then didn't go, and that just sort of like there's a stigma then
Yep.
that there's a bit of a stink, like people don't want to go there for whatever reason. But I think when it was being leaked that he was over there, I would say that the journos were then tipped off that, you know, he's over there, yada, yada, yada. But behind the scenes, I think he would have either agreed to terms already or signed.
Yeah.
Just because of the risk. Like having a big name like that go over there, it's public knowledge. And then 2 days later just goes, oh, I'm staying with the Tigers.
Yeah.
Like it would have been disastrous.
Yep.
And obviously the narrative's now changed. Like people are now going, it went from 3 days ago, people were going, geez, PNG better get a move on, otherwise it's going to be a disaster, to now everyone's going, oh, maybe we shouldn't give him tax-free dollars. It's probably going to cheat the comp now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Boys, what do you reckon?
I love it. We were just having a chat before, and for me, there's been an attempt to make this controversial, but there's just nothing in it. Absolutely nothing in it.
Yeah.
Like Jarome Luai is going there with a founding club, a very important founding club that has a lot more meaning than most, and what a huge signing for the club. I think it's a great move for him. I think it's a great move for the club, and I don't think it has any impact or says anything about the Tigers at all. And I was saying to Ren before, like, being a part of the Storm system and hearing the stories from the older players about their experience about being a part of a founding club that was only like best part of 20 years old when I was there, it sounds amazing. So to be there for such a significant and special moment in a country like PNG who has literally one sport, I think it's massive. And to your point, Johnsy, I think it was a genius marketing power play. Chamis would have gone through his WhatsApp and just messaged everyone.
as soon as he'd agreed
message.
or signed, that's when you go, okay, let's leak that he's here. And then over the next 2 days, we have to let everyone know he's signed.
And mate,
because-
the floodgates are open. I'm
100%.
sorry. I think everyone's now seriously looking at this. It just needed that one domino to fall.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's looking at it. I was even looking at Yeo and hearing his comments to the media. I'm like,
We'll get to that. Don't worry, we'll get to that.
Everyone's into it.
Look, he'll be 31. He still has another 18 months at the club. I think what he's done, he's paid his dues at the Tigers. You know, everything they brought him there for, you can see the direction the club's going in. And look, Tigers fans might be upset, but this is a great signing for not only PNG. I think what he's done at the Tigers in terms of building habits and standards and a winning culture, I think it's even improved Benji as a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having Jarome around. So, look, I got no problem with it. The scariest thing for me is how many players does he take with him?
Yeah, that's
okay.
the next step. Like that, and there's players coming out of the woodwork now. Like suddenly, like what you're trying to allude to before. Sorry, Kempy, was we were talking earlier about how how like this amount of money they're getting, right, tax free. That's their base salary. That's going to be their base salary from the club. What they're going to make in third parties, these boys, will be. It'll be some could even exceed, like especially the players that aren't towards the top of the salary cap. Some of them will exceed the amount of money they make on their base salary for sure. Like, and for instance, if let's say you're a player that's a bit of an entrepreneur, let's say, you know, I know there's players at the Bronx that are selling perfume. You got Hudson Young doing young supplements, et cetera, et cetera. If you're Chamis and you're the board there, you're going, when you're trying to bring these players over, you go, all right, here, tax $3, that's your incentive. But at the same time, you're going, whatever you're doing on the side too, we're going to promote the hell out of it for you here.
Yeah.
And there's a whole population here they're going to want to, you know, dive into your products. If the team goes well, your products are going to go well. And at the same time, like Jarome now locked in, AJ hopefully soon locked in, whatever they're saying.
I think that's pretty much done. I think the issue there was like they didn't want like the first signing.
Yeah.
I think they wanted it to be Luai, a big fish.
And a leader, someone that, like, not to say Alex Johnson's not, but Jarome Luai genuinely pulls people towards that club.
Absolutely. So if you look at the Dolphins, right? So they had 3 Melbourne players go straight into that Dolphin system, and that helped them, because you've already got guys that know a system. So I think Penrith could suffer a little bit with this.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to get to that.
Cleary's
we'll get
going
to
to
that.
bring back the
Okay.
boys.
I think
Cleary and Jarome.
I think everyone will.
A premiership at the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
but if you can get 3 or 4 or 5 boys from
Yeah.
the same system that know each other, that know their wives, and in like not a compound.
Yeah.
But we'll get.
Can you imagine?
Village, yeah.
Can you imagine if they come out and win first year or two? Like the amount of like.
I've already ordered my Chiefs jersey.
It's crazy.
The Chargers.
I'm a Chiefs fan.
I'm still waiting for my jersey.
Don't trade
by
that
the
one
way.
up yet. But even now, the Jerome's locked in now. So at the same time, like this off-season coming up, Jarome and whoever's going to sign now, they're going to be starting to put on billboards tomorrow. Like, I don't know, for all we know, he was over there, like he probably agreed to terms before he went over. He's gone over there. He's probably started the promotional stuff, getting ready to get his face, AJ's face. They're going to be plastered all over the country on billboards, etc. And who knows, this off-season, like there's a fair chance that he's going to start promoting his third parties.
And
I don't know.
John, I alluded to it a few weeks ago. It's not just about the side hustles. It's about the companies that are like own the mines and stuff over there. We're talking big companies. And I had that reference point of Lockyer without speaking out of turn, but I know that he's done some big things post-career over there. Like those are the opportunities that don't even exist in this country.
And they literally don't have another professional sporting team.
Yeah.
So all the third-party money, imagine all of Australia, and I know it's different, like Australia's a financially richer country overall, but PNG, yes, it's obviously got its problem, but there are a small amount of people with a lot of money. So it's like one team where all the third parties go. So imagine like there was one team in Queensland or one team in New South Wales, and all the third party went to that team. Imagine how much money would be spent, and that's what's going to happen at PNG. Here's a bit of a hot take, and I don't know where I land on this yet because obviously I need to see how he ends it. But is there a world where Tigers have one of this anyway? He's 31 when he leaves.
Oh, they 100%.
You know what I mean? Look, I need to wait to see how he goes. But is there a world where he was getting they almost were okay with him not extending another 2 years and staying till he's 33 and spending 1.2 million on someone else?
100%, especially with the current crop that they've got. Dewey playing the well, and I don't want to jump ahead, but I actually think if Sam Walker went to the Tigers, it would be a masterstroke. I just think
Benji,
is Benji sitting on a blueprint that is potentially locked up.
Blueprint.
Like you think about that scenario. Like, is that finally the club and the mentality and the playing style that actually unlocks Sam Walker?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that was one, I guess.
When I read it, I was like, that's it.
Well, there were whispers a few years ago that Sam Walker was struggling to adjust to a different style of rugby league because he was being taught by players that just weren't like him. And eventually, I think the Roosters said, okay, that's not the player he is, allowed him to be the player he is now today. And so, look, I'm not sure what's going to happen at Roosters. I do know, well, I don't know, but if I was to guess, if the Roosters don't go deep this year, I reckon that Trent Robinson will probably be under pressure. And also, I do think Sam Walker, they moved Mitch Pearce on when he was making prelims every single year. That definitely could be someone that they look at. But in regards to Luai leaving, I just think everyone wins. I really do. I think they get another. So in all up, they get 3 years of one of the best leaders in the competition. They get to lay all the foundation. Then they get $1.2 million or $3 million to go into the market to get a gun. It's an exciting place to go right now. Now, boys, just the question was asked on NRL 360. Is it unfair that the Chiefs have tax-free dollars? And I think we can all agree, technically, yes, it's unfair. But I think as a game, I think it's more, the question is more, is it unfair Perth don't have some kind of advantage rather than is it unfair that PNG don't?
What you said, I think you absolutely nailed it. I'm willing to create an allowance for a team like PNG, but in comparison, I look at the Perth Bears and I'm like, holy shit, they've been shafted. They are in struggle street. And the reflection between the two, you're looking at these two clubs and they've all now just taken the limelight. If we just played fantasy and you got the Coates brothers, Johnson, Luai, and then we start talking about some of these Penrith players, then you got Joey Manu. It's like, fuck. And what are the Bears are like? We don't even have a signing to talk about.
I'll ask you this, and I'm going to go out on a limb here because I reckon you boys agree. Take yourselves back to playing NRL right now, and I'd love to get your answers. Even if the PNG Chiefs weren't offering tax-free money, are they still more appealing than the Perth Bears to go and play for, considering that you're starting a whole new nation of rugby league?
Yes.
Like, would you rather, as a player, go play for PNG Chiefs right now, considering that you're about to represent a country and everything they can achieve, than Perth Bears?
It's a hard one.
Tough one.
I would.
I would. 100% I would.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's going to depend where you are. Like if you're North Queensland, for example, and you're living up there, it's not going to be too much of a change for you. With Port Moresby compared to Perth, driving that distance, if you've got family up there compared to vice versa. But yeah, I don't know.
That's the scary thing, though. The fact that we're even considering, the fact that you're hesitant shows you
But
just
do they
how...
get? But it's only purely on Jarome Butt for me at the moment.
No, but no, what I'm saying is like, let's say, because right now a lot of people are going, people are only going to go to PNG because of the tax-free money. But I'm saying, even if you took the tax-free money away, PNG at the moment, in my opinion, are still more appealing than Perth because of the fact that you're going to a country to build this, like the legacy that could be left there. Whereas right now, what is actually appealing about the Perth Bears?
So if I think of my younger self, like, it's the tax-free dollars that's appealing to me. It's not about starting a new club.
Not at all.
Not at all. It's about like winning premierships at a Sydney-based club or a Broncos.
But like, let's say you had to choose between Perth and PNG. Would there be any incentive? Like, I'm going to start a whole new country's team.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's certainly an way more even playing field then.
Then it should be. It should be. You know what I mean? Like the reason why they were given tax-free dollars is because it was like trying to incentivize.
So they underestimated. They've underestimated it because Perth are in trouble. Big trouble.
The point is now, are they sitting back going, oh, maybe we gave too much of a lead.
Rather than going, hey, maybe we split some of this and give some advantage to Perth.
Yeah.
So how long do you think the
They have
tax-free
to.
situation will last?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, well,
Has that been stated?
That was my next point, Shandor.
Has that been stated?
If they win a comp in the first year or two, suddenly it's like, oh well, they're going so great. Okay, let's pull it back on the
Jacko,
tax
have
free.
they said how long this tax-free?
Yeah, they have at least 10 years.
Oh, bruh.
So if I'm lucky, better say that number.
Did they actually?
10 years tax-free.
Did they say 10 years? If they win a comp in the first year or two, which is
How can
great
they
for
not?
the game, great for the game, but suddenly it's like,
It's
wow.
very realistic.
You cannot win a home game there if you're travelling to PNG. It's the hottest place in the world. The stadium has got no shade whatsoever.
Yeah.
So you're basically, they've got 12 wins off the bat.
They're doing a new stadium?
far
New
out.
stadium?
No, they've done a new stadium.
Done a new
tell you what it'll
Nah,
do
not
though.
the new one. They're
They're
going
going to
again,
upgrade
aren't
it.
they?
Yeah, probably.
If they can do that for also, like, if they can come in and bring people in to work on their pathways tax-free for those years from Australia, move their families over there and then build the junior football, who knows, in 10 years' time, they could have a lot of local juniors playing for them. So you never know, like, suddenly the tax-free, it had its purpose for that 10 years, establish all the infrastructure inside the club, and then hopefully then, you know, there's systems in place now. They can have a team full of local juniors. They don't have to look at getting so many blokes from Australia to come across. They're obviously it's in a market the way it is. You're always going to have to recruit blokes from here, there, and everywhere, like every club. But if they can get a real good established junior base and a good pathway system to educate in rugby league, that's where that 10 years is going to serve its purpose well, and then they won't need it anymore.
Kempy, how many grumpy coffees do we need to sell to get a little bloke doco going in PNG?
Oh, mate.
The reason I say it is
All these jerseys. Monday, 6 p.m.
I remember having just long conversations with Juzzy Olam, and he comes from the mountains, like a place that you just can't get to. And he said there are players there, not just because of their size, but their skill and ability, no one will ever see, but are better than any player he's ever seen.
Wow.
Like deep in the mountains. I would love to just see a pathway where these guys who are never going to see the light of day, don't even know if they're playing with a proper football, but they have the skills, the talent, the size, and all the attributes of our best players.
Well, I did say to Chamis that I would love to come over there and shoot some stuff and stuff like that. Because that is going to be
Pretty good
so
with a
intriguing.
camera too.
So we're all going. We're all going to PNG.
Yes. Back in my day, the crew was going to PNG.
Can you imagine how
Buy a
good
jersey.
buddy Willie Peters would be feeling right now? See, the
mate.
Dragons job would have came up. The Cowboys would have been spoken about. And he's just gone, nah, I'm going to...
He's nailed it. I think he's
nailed
done
it.
And even now, if he was waiting out for Manly, God, no one wants to take that
Manly.
job from Foz
Willie
now.
P's on the tax-free too, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, of
Absolutely
course.
lovely.
You know, and you know what's crazy is like when they announced him, I was actually like, is he the right guy for the job because of experience and all that kind of stuff? But he wouldn't be giving a shit right now with the players
Well,
he
even
just
when
landed.
you look what he did at KR, right?
Yeah.
They're a club that's pretty much they've been around forever. but they're kind of similar to PNG. He had to rebuild them.
Yep.
So he knows the blueprint.
And he actually has the blueprint.
to
And
build
they
a
won all
club.
4 things. Hey, they won
Yeah,
the
they
Challenge
won it
Cup
all.
and all that, and the money premiership.
My
so.
thing that is another part of the conversation that you guys will be able to relate to is you go over to PNG and yes, like there's all these things about you're moving over there and it is kind of isolated, et cetera, et cetera. And we know some of the good attributes we've spoken about, starting a club and a one sport country. But think about the culture of that founding group, like how good it would be that 30 or 40 players.
Yeah.
Like, and then again, unfortunately, and then I think about going to Perth. Nothing against Perth. I don't not like the place or the club that could be, but it does not hit anywhere near the same when I think about going to PNG and having that team and camaraderie.
You're
And,
right.
that was my kind of question before is like, there's a genuine, especially when we consider how big this Luai signing is, I reckon there's a lot of footy players that even if there wasn't tax-free dollars, would follow Luai. Like right now, in my opinion, PNG is a more exciting prospect, even without the tax-free dollars, which I guess brings my concern. Like, what does the NRL do about Perth? I genuinely feel Perth like...
They got to do something now.
Well, on that, what you just said there, like your perception of what you think would be a better option now for yourself, that's where the NRL have nailed getting Michael Chammas, right? That's where he's paid for himself because he's someone who's worked in storylines in rugby league for, he's had at least a 15, 20-year career now in the media. And they've got him there. Like, think about the way in the last 3 days the perception of PNG has changed. On one signing, like
So true.
And there's so many ways they went about it that they could have done it wrong. Like there's so many ways that it could have gone to shit if it wasn't done in the right way. And if you insure yourself properly, like I'm sure, like I was saying earlier, I'm sure they would have had it locked in before it got leaked that he was there. Because if it got leaked he was there and he didn't sign, that would have changed the perception.
Chammas is such an underrated piece of that puzzle, eh?
Yeah.
Because then you look at Perth, like Mal is Mal. He's got an aura, but I don't know. Is he? It's just like he's not. In
Well, it's
this
a
current
generation.
it's
Yeah,
a generation.
it's a different
You know,
generation.
like, and then you got Chammas, and then you get a signing like Luai. Now all the talk, and I don't think it's going to slow down, is about PNG. To your point, bro, like I think the NRL is going to have to step in and do something. Like, when are we going to get the signing that is the domino effect for the Bears?
So in the Super League, there's I think a marquee. You can pay them whatever they want. Like right now, we're 5 months, 6 months away from preseason for
bro.
Perth.
They got
They've
18
got to,
players.
they need to come up with something quick, smart. Maybe say, right, you can sign 2 or 3 marquee players that don't come under the cap.
And I think now's the perfect time because
They have
when you
to
have
do
the
it.
contrast of what's going on with PNG, now's the time where I think there's far less scrutiny if you do implement some. And we're bringing in rules every week, so just bring in a couple marquee players.
I just think they're in big trouble.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm genuinely concerned about Perth. Rugby league, the greatest game of all. So around the same time, and granted, Yo got asked this question. It's like he came out and held a press conference. So I just want to hold a press conference. So I'm not sure where I'll be staying next year. But Yo has come out. So this is a second, dynasty player at the Penrith Panthers. Cleary came out, said he's going to keep him an open mind. So this is what Yo said yesterday. There's a big long list of us off contract at the end of the year. For myself personally, I think you have to just be open-minded. I can't tell you what the club wants to do, and there are a lot of dominoes to fall. I think come this time around, I think that's really key, I have to be really open-minded in that regard and make a call. In the meantime, it's a matter of playing good footy and doing well for your club, putting them in a good position, then things like that take care of themselves. That's what I'm thinking anyway. There might be a few of the boys thinking like that as well, and that is that there is going to be a time when we have to be open-minded, and that might be this November 1. This is like this. Now I'm sitting there going, they could jag 4 or 5 Penrith players, or maybe 5's too much. Like they could jag 3 Penrith players.
So they've got Liam Martin off contract, Yo off contract, Cleary off contract.
Lays Lungy off contract, but obviously he's more of a rookie.
And even at the Tigers, you got the May brothers off contract. There's you want a core group, and Jarome has a lot of pull.
Like, what do you think their strategy is? Like, that's where I go. Have they sat there for the last 12 months now and thought, okay, what's our strategy going to be? Are we going to go? You've had the most dominant team since COVID. You've had the Panthers, right? The other team that won the first year of the bubble was Melbourne, but that team's now been picked apart, and they finished with a Cameron Smith who's retired now. Sandor was a part of that squad. I reckon they've looked and they've gone, okay, what other team that's sort of still around, sort of the core group is still around, and they've proven that they can win a comp inside of a bubble. Not saying that PNG is a bubble. I know that perception needs to be popped because of the fact that It's like they're calling it a compound, but obviously it's not. It's going to be some sort of like lifestyle that otherwise you're not going. Like it has to be a lifestyle that has to be likable and has to be
Compound's giving prison vibes.
100%. But I reckon their strategy is they're going after that core group of Penrith players purely on the fact that they've done it before.
Yeah.
They probably go after some of the Melbourne boys from 2020, but that's all been chopped and changed for so many years now, and they haven't won a comp since. So I reckon they're going after that crew.
Oh, mate, that Chamis Willie Peters whiteboard is looking juicy.
Because like if you're Yeo right now, you could probably get $1 million in another club, NRL club. Maybe 1.1. Why? Like it's such a drastic increase. It's not like an extra couple $100,000. We're talking, let's say, he signs a 3-year deal, $3 million at PNG and $3 million at home. That's literally like essentially $3 million less.
But analyse that. Come on, and again, I know he didn't hold a press conference and he was asked, but if you were to analyse those statements,
when you say something like,
"Come on,"
I think come this time around, I have to be really open-minded. That says to me, I've taken unders for a very long time, and it's now time for me to get paid.
Can't tell you what the club wants, but there are a lot of dominoes to fall.
You think about all of our careers. At the back end of your career, you wanted to cash in, right?
Of course.
So Yoey's getting to the pointy end of his career.
He's earned it.
He's earned it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what's even better? This is you think about Manly back in the day when they towards that crop they had towards 2010, right? Now it's awesome to stay with a core group of blokes, and you might take unders to stay with each other and win comps, right? What if you can take more and stay together?
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the thing. Like that's where these guys are looking around at each other going, look, we love Penrith, that's great, but like we can stay together and all make double bubble. Why not do that?
And the legacy would be crazy. Imagine if Cleary and Yeo go to PNG and win a comp first, second year. Right. And I think as well, the good thing for PNG, and also Perth to a degree, but you don't feel as bad playing for another NRL team because there's no history of hatred.
No way.
So you're just kind of and also, the impact you're having on international rugby league. I know it's a little bit different circumstances, but I kind of feel like even though Jason Taumalolo is one of the greatest forwards of all time, I feel like he'll still be remembered more for what he did for our international footy than what he did on the footy field, which shows you the impact of what can happen if you do something like that. Yeah. That was truly the snowball that you could argue when we look back in 20 years and, Samoa win their first World Cup, or 10 years even, or Tonga do, that you could say that was the moment. And granted, I understand there's all these little moments that we'll never see and we'll never get the appreciation, but that was the moment we all saw kind of thing. Yeah. And so could you imagine if they win a comp in the first year or two?
If you another issue that might arise once they start putting a really good crop together, let's just say in Imagination Land, which is one of my favourite lands in the world, Rainbow Land.
What's the grass looking like in there?
Oh, it's multicolored. It's the whole spectrum.
Can only imagine the actual type of grass they have in PNG. Very unique.
In Rainbow Land, it's awesome. But the other perception is going to be the fact that and we're not America, right? Everyone knows there's a bit more tall poppy syndrome in Australia. There's a bit more of that, if that bloke's walking down a Ferrari down Main Street there, or York Street in Sydney, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I want to be him. No, you're thinking, what a wanker.
Yeah. There's a bloke in Newey that drives a Ferrari down Derby Street.
There's a ex-musician that drives around a black mat Lamborghini down there too.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
John.
That's what I'm thinking about.
If they start putting this squad together, right, now leading in, they've got to probably expect, and they'll lean into the fact that it's for the country, and the country is going to get around them so much, it's going to be off its head. The fans in every other team are probably going to be a bit like, I want to see it fail a little bit, just because of the fact that they're getting all this salary cap relief. If they start killing it, I can imagine that there's going to be also their team plays PNG this week. They're going to be head on a plate first year.
Yeah.
Every team.
It's a great point because it's all well and good to be, I want PNG to do well until they
do
bounce.
well.
Yeah, they bounce your team out of the finals and you're just going, fuck, this is our one opportunity. You fucking got tax-free money.
But also, we're talking about it now. I reckon we're 2 to 3 weeks away from a heap of public pressure and media scrutiny on this whole Perth Bears situation. Because
I think it's going to start
It's
now.
the polar
They've only
opposite
signed
right
18
now.
players.
Bro.
18 players without a marquee.
It's crazy. They have to, like we said, Ren, the NRL have to step in and do something. They have
It's
to.
now.
Yeah.
They'd be in crisis talks
They have
now.
to make an allowance.
Yeah.
They have to.
And Chamis is just sitting there just going, oh, fuck, I'm so good. Do you reckon he's oiled himself up getting tanned right now on a
100%.
sunbed?
100%.
Chamis is absolutely, he's got a coconut in his hand like that and he's just sipping on it. He's oiled up within an inch of his life.
Just eating
Probably
beer.
wearing a G-bang, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say
You know why I
nude.
like Chamis being a GM is I can say stuff about that, like that about him and he'll laugh about it. Whereas if I said that about another GM, they'd be like, what the fuck?
I reckon the next I wouldn't be surprised in the next 2 weeks if they have 3 or 4 more signings.
Mate, it's right now it's the hottest property in rugby league. And like the genius to go after Luai, like we've been sitting here talking about, and they still might go after your Clearys and your Isaiah Yeos and that, but the genius to identify like this guy, he has so much pull, he's a locker room guy, respect, he's done it before, he did it with Samoa to a degree, he's done it with the Tigers off the top bottom of the ladder. So yeah, brilliant stuff. But with the Panthers, like I do find, do you think that this is them specifically with PNG in mind, or there are, because like surely Yo's already on like 900, 800, 900, like 800 to 900K, surely. So like, do you think that they're open to leaving to another NRL club, or do you think this is purely players like Yo and Cleary setting up for, I want the big payday in PNG? Potentially, like I don't want to put words in his mouth.
I personally think it's more that, and we spoke about this a few weeks ago. This is just my opinion from a player's mindset and perspective. You go back to Manly, Johnsy. If you've won one comp, maybe 2, and you want to keep the boys together, fair enough. But when you've won 4,
100%.
you start, you just the floodgates open. You're like, not that I've done it, but it's like a new challenge arises. You're very, very open.
The
to
risk
that.
of winning the comp's less because they've done it so many times. They go, let's turn it on for
That's
a couple
why
of
I
years.
think these opportunities are way more appealing based on the situation of those Penrith players.
Man,
Cleary and Yo to the
Can I read
Chiefs.
out the next 3 buys from round? Let's go from round 9 to. Let's go to 12, right? So this is players that are likely in their buy to go across the PNG.
Oh,
check
yeah,
out
I love
the facility.
this.
Can they do this before November 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can go on you can do a little tour.
Oh, I'm just going on
Apparently.
holiday.
You know those flight watchers?
Yeah,
You
well.
could, like go on the computer and like look at the flights that are heading over there.
Well, hey, if they've got
We need
enough
a
power
mole
over
at the
there, they
PNG
can do
airport.
everything in secret.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
So we've got the Dragons first, probably unlikely. Next buy round, we've got the Wars. I reckon there's a crop of them over there that they
Okay.
might be interested in because you've got to remember too, Origin period. If they get a good crop of Kiwi players, there's going to be a
Okay.
higher
I don't think
chance to make
Kiwi
it.
players have the tax exemption. Only Australian.
Really?
No.
Yes. No, that's it. Only Australian
Wow.
players.
That's
We need to
controversial.
check that.
Actually, yeah.
That's
check that,
important.
but
We've got to
it's-
check that.
Wow.
Yeah, Matty,
That's
check that.
juicy.
I think it's only
That's a
Australian.
good point. Yeah.
That is juicy.
well-
Your Warriors are sitting there going, yes, thank fuck.
Yeah.
well, one I'd have my eye on is Jackson Ford.
Yeah.
He's an Australian. Then you got the Raiders, round 11. So there's a few players there. You got your Hudson Youngs that are off contract. The blokes that, they might get checked out. And then after that, from round 12, there's the mega buy. So we got Bronx, Cronulla, Knights, Para, Penrith, Roosters, and Tigers. That round 12, there's a big chance of a bunch of blokes getting a one.
Mate, Broncos are all loyal, mate. They're not going nowhere.
Imagine if they got the private jet at the airport there, and that's after Magic Round. So they can all get them from one. No,
You
I'm
can only
telling you,
fly out from Brizzy, can't you?
You can fly it
To PNG?
If you can go Brizzy to PNG, I'm looking at logistically, they've got one private jet already, and they're going, we can put about 12 players on this one jet, save a bit of cash, and maybe get some signings on the way.
Could you imagine? It's like you've got like people from different teams all getting on a private jet.
That
going
would
over
make
there.
my year if news comes out. There's a private jet flying out of Brisbane.
If you're
With
on
a
a
handful
private
of
jet
players
and
on
you
it.
see, you got, Jackson Ford, you've got, Nathan Cleary, you've got all these players sitting there on this private jet, and you're all over there to go check out this facility. That's going to entice you to stay there, I reckon, or
Hang on
go
a
there.
sec. Matty, Payne Haas,
Yeah, I was just about to say, he's signed 2-year deal.
but the seconds is
As
that
an
you're in his
option.
favour? Oh, I was going to say. But also he has a clause that if Wayne leaves, he can bounce too, doesn't he?
Imagine if Wayne goes over as an assistant just for a good time.
As an assistant.
Head of,
never know.
head of football.
Head of football, that's a good role to have.
Yeah, okay.
Got a
'cause, like,
relationship with Willie.
Yeah.
See, that's
Or
it.
Wayner
That's
on the
true.
PNG Pina Coladas.
That'd
What's
be-
that traditional? I'd really got to be selective with my wording here.
What, the ones we wear?
Yes,
love,
going
love.
back to your heritage.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, so
love,
there's
love it.
a Papua New Guinean version of that.
Yeah, I'm not too
Just wanted to go
yeah.
back. I've changed my visual, my imagination land. Chamas has red war paint. He has the full headset, and he has that in
He's
the
embracing the
boardroom,
culture.
just sitting
Just
there.
chewing on
And he's
beetle.
got a throne chair as well in front of the
Mate,
whiteboard.
that is, mate, it's so exciting. It's so exciting for the country, though. Like, it's so good. Although, I think as well, like the younger generation being able to see. Think about, you're a young kid there right now, and seeing how much we're talking about it, how much it would change your life, and you're sitting there going, like, wow, that could really be me one day. Like, it's going to have such a good impact.
If Michael Chambers is sitting there listening, there's a tip for you, mate. Magic round, save some costs on a private jet. Only have to pay for one.
Just leave 4 seats for us, though, please.
Straight from Brisbane.
Is Herbie Farnworth off contract?
Yes, I think he is, actually. Yep.
Yeah, Herbie on the jet.
Oh, Jesus.
Can we get on that jet? It's going to happen.
Cameron, get us on the jet.
Get us on the jet.
I'm not even thinking jet. I'm thinking about like
I'm
what's
deaf right
what's the presidential or prime minister they're playing?
Air
for the
Force
country?
One.
Air Force One.
Yeah, I'm thinking PNG have one of those.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Right.
What do you got there, Matty? Wow.
Yeah, the New Zealand place. So Reni, you're on the money.
Australia's like, man, we're not funding Kiwis.
Hey,
well, hang on. Where's
went
that
through
rule?
the Sonia-
Where's
yeah.
that rule come
It's the
from? Is
Sonia
that
data.
to save
it
New
was,
Zealand?
it was
or?
between the Australian and the
Yeah,
PNG
it's the Australian government.
Imagine if we have a few Kiwi boys change their residency to Australia.
So you're saying New Zealand's put a stop to that as
They
a
haven't put
as a
It
government?
was just a deal between Albo and
Yeah,
Yeah.
our government.
PM
Their
and-
government.
Because both governments have to
PNG.
agree that it's tax free as well. Like, it's a pretty I know it sounds silly to say this, but like, it's pretty serious. Like,
Yeah, otherwise,
Undertaking.
if you're changing your residency, then you got to pay tax over there.
there's a whole rabbit hole we can go down after.
yeah,
that.
wow.
look, the reasons why we're doing it, mate.
Yeah.
There's a few docos out there that'll get you thinking.
And who likes paying tax? Like, really? It's
Yeah.
the word, you're sitting there. You're sitting there, and like, I'm sure the listeners are probably
Such a
thinking the same
burden.
thing. I'd love not to pay tax.
Far out.
Oh, okay, boys. Tigers ramp up talks with Terrell May. Less than an hour after Luai's historic signing with Papua New Guinea. Basically, as they were doing the press conferences, I think Terrell May's managers were walking in the building to get them re-signed, the boys. So both Terrell and brother Taylor are available to negotiate with clubs from November 1. It's also understood that their brother may be former Penrith utility and is also playing for Hull KR, that they want him to be signed as well. I think they've been pretty clear about that, Terrell and Taylor, for quite a while. Now, May told Code Sports he felt as though he was forgotten about by the Tigers when the new administration failed to resume contract negotiations on a new deal. So obviously now they're saying, okay, we remember you, bro. Boys, thoughts? Look, I think that seeing him have this second year playing this consistent, because that's the one thing that if I had to have any worry, he had such a big year last year. Was he going to be fatigued heading into this year because he was playing like 80 minutes and
Yeah, big minutes, yeah.
and so he came in this year, he's killing it, and they're actually balancing his minutes more to make his career longer. I think the Tigers would be crazy not to re-sign a guy like
Right, they have
Terrell
to.
May.
And Kemba, you might be able to touch on this, but everything I take in personally is just a little bit less about footy right now. It just feels like the place that they have at the club, the relationship they have with Benji, the kind of freedom for them to be themselves, work on these things like podcasting and all this stuff. I just feel like the boys are in a really good place. They're happy. They see a future at the Tigers. So I feel it makes complete sense. And for me, the domino effect outside of PNG is every club on notice and having their own meetings right now
Yeah.
going like, we need to fast track all of our conversations and players.
Yeah. Ren, what do you reckon, mate?
No, I agree. I think the May brothers have been outstanding. Taylor May last week, he's so powerful.
bro.
He's a beast, man. I really love what the Tigers are doing, the way they're playing, coming out of the backfield, simplifying their footy. They just look like a happy group of blokes.
Yes.
And I'm enjoying their style of play. But to your point, they need to lock players in now, every club, because I can definitely see the May boys sitting back with a cigar going, let's just wait and see.
Let's wait and see.
Well, that's the thing. Like, everyone's, if November 1, when everyone can negotiate properly,
Why would you re-sign?
why would you wait? Why wouldn't you wait? Sorry, yeah.
So, yeah, why wouldn't you wait?
100%. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Unless you've got like a 5-year deal on the table that is $1 million a year, and you've put a bit of feelers out to PNG, and they're like, listen, no, we're not interested. Unless you know that there isn't a contract there for you in PNG. I think like,
And remember the Bears.
here's a controversial statement. Outside of your half or your key spine player, is a front rower the next most important player in the team? Because I honestly reckon if it's not the second most important, it's the third most important.
Outside of spine.
Outside of the key player in the
Experience,
spine.
yeah. An experienced front row is really,
Like a top tier front rower.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a Payne Haas, an Adam Fanua-Blake, a Terrell May, a Tarpanair. I'd argue that they're either the second or third most important player in a squad now. And if you don't have a front rower that's playing like $1 million front rower, then you're probably not going to win a comp.
Your spine's useless unless you've got a good front row.
Yeah.
So that's why, to your point,
Yeah.
they are just as important.
Yeah, and
Like
so
it's one of those things like like going through the Origin period, you see it a lot because the best players get taken out. The best sides that have their players taken out are generally the ones that still have an established front row. Like especially when Penrith a couple of years ago had Fisher Harris and Moses Leota. It's like a team can succeed still with a really good half and not as good a front row because of the fact that halves can swing the momentum so easily in your favour. But it's very hard if you've got young halves and a young front row. That's when you start seeing some of those inexperienced teams get beat by big scorelines.
well, I'd argue that that's probably been
Second row?
Nah, front row for me. Because for example, I'd argue Storm. Now I know Stefano kind of kicked on a little bit last year, but I'd argue if let's say Storm had like Payne Haas or something like that, and I know they've spent all their money in their spine, but like that's probably been the one piece of the puzzle they've been missing for a while now. Is that like top tier? Like they used to have Bromwich there for so many years, and then before that, you know what I'm saying? They'd always have that.
They were always
top
established. And like those boys too, because they were Kiwi boys, they weren't ever playing Origin. So
Yeah.
they were always fresh during that period playing.
Yeah, and
Well,
so
you think about Storm, when they lost Jesse Bromwich, he's like a leader and an enforcer at the club. There's that other side as well, the enforcer front rower, who's a genuine leader, not just a great player. But then you lose like peak Felice Kafusi, peak Kenny Bromwich. So I actually think we focus so heavily on the spine and how they're going and the fact that Storm always bring in these guys and they fit into the system and role. But how many players can you lose of influence and leadership before it starts to take its toll? And it clearly is.
Yeah,
In a
yes.
big way.
So if I'm the Tigers, I'm looking to, I think Terrell May is probably worth $1 million. I think right now, if you can get Taylor for $700K, I think I wouldn't say it's a bargain, but I think that's a pretty good deal because I believe he's an Origin level outside back.
Yeah.
So I do believe that Terrell May suits the Tigers and Benji Marshall as a coach, like because of the freedom he has. Whereas like I feel like him moving away from the Roosters has actually probably been the best for him.
Agreed.
Because I just don't know whether he suits the Roosters style of setup. He's a new age athlete that wants freedom.
Not
He's
even
been
just,
given it.
yeah,
100%.
Not even just for those two. Like I think there's a fair crop of those boys at like even Kai Pearce-Paul, for example, that we're seeing the best of because they suit Benji's style of football and the club at the moment. It's it's just about batting away PNG at the moment, I think.
Will Tigers lose their fullback?
Buller. Well, I don't.
That's
It's
another
tough,
one.
like-
That's another one.
It feels inevitable just because of all the chats.
Yeah, but like, so for example, last year was the Bulldogs, but like right now, and I say this respectfully, like Tigers are going way better than the Dogs, and like
helps when you're winning.
Yeah, but see, for him to go to the Dogs would have to offer him 1.2, because he's on guaranteed 900.
Well, that was the argument, though. The argument last year was the Dogs were so close. Because when this chat started, the Dogs were on top of the table. And so the chat was Buller would take a little bit less because they're so close to a premiership and the development and everything like that. But now that's changed and
Then it was
the Dogs
Dragons.
are struggling. And then it was a little bit of Dragons. They had to pay him overs. That's obviously fallen through with Drinky going there. So right now, if you're Buller, like unless there's another club that I'm not thinking of, I'm like, why would you? It's such an exciting place right now, the
But
Tigers.
what would it
Chiefs.
take for Buller to leave? What kind of money?
I reckon either take a top tier club close to a comp,
Yeah.
or over.
Let's just say
950K.
financially.
Yeah, $1 million. But
But hang on, after tax, it's nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're at a club that you're happy with, and $1,900,000 ain't that much money.
No, I'm with
You
you.
want him at the Chiefs, though.
Hey, at the moment, at the end of the day, all we're doing is speculating. I think we need to get on that plane for round 12. And I reckon we'll ask Paddy Carrigan and Buller what their thoughts are around going to PNG.
Well, that's another one. Paddy Carrigan
Mate,
came out
there's
too.
that many teams. I'm telling you right now, guys.
Paddy Carrigan came out a bit ago and said something about PNG as well. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
As we sit here, I just keep thinking like, what about Perth?
Oh yeah,
Mate, they're a
they're like in like they're like this chair at the moment.
So what's the solution? Marquee.
You got to be able to pay
Marquee allowance.
like marquee allowance and 3 marquee allowance. So like I don't know, 2 million. Like there has to be compensation on the cap.
Yeah,
So their Super League one is one marquee player. I
think it's
uncapped.
It's It's capped, but it's like you can pay them. I don't know.
a certain amount
A
outside. of
certain
something.
amount
Yeah.
outside of the cap.
I think it's got to be like you just said before. Like it's got to be soon because tell you what, they're all about to get wrapped up by PNG.
Yeah.
Mental. Boys, don't forget Aspley Mazda. It's the number one Mazda dealership in the country. Give Lukey a message if you want a car. Even if it's not a Mazda, give him a message, LDC_Iron. He'll point you in the right direction. And Lontel, the best internet in all the land, lontel.net.au/bloke. Sign up for free. Give it a trial. You will not be disappointed. Okay, Andrew Johns does not believe the Storm can make the 8. He said, I'm looking at last month, round 20, they got the Roosters away, Souths away, Dogs away, Manly at home, Broncos away, Sharks away with a bye in there. For me, I don't think they'll make the 8. Boys, I'll go to you first, Door, being a Storm man yourself.
Look, obviously I've referenced what Penrith did last year, and we all sat here just going, there's no way Penrith are going to make a run. I remember having those conversations on the potty.
I was there.
But I'll refer back to the other point that I made, and I just feel like there is a crossover in time where the Storm are going to need, call it a preseason, to regather, look at their current system and structure, and adapt to the new game, as well as potentially, make a few signings and make a few changes. I just don't feel 100% confident that they can make those adjustments in season right now. As hard as that is to say, considering the players that are still there, and a leader like Craig Bellamy, the Frank Panisis, all the rest of it. But yeah, for me, there's some accuracy to that statement, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make the 8. I went through some Sonia data.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. Let's go.
Just for Money Munster.
It's detailed. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
0 tries, 4 try assists, 3 line break assists all year. Jarome Hughes has done all right, but he's out. Harry Grant, 3 tries, 2 try assists, 3 line break assists. That's like unheard of. Jarome Hughes has had 10 try assists and 12 line break assists. I just feel like they're a club that's just so disjointed, disconnected, and just searching for answers. And I don't think they've adapted to the new rule change. I just think they've kept the same system for too long, and it's too late. I just
Do you
think
reckon those boys are feeling, Red? Like from your perspective, probably knowing better than any of us. Like people keep saying they look frustrated and all the rest of it, and I do feel like that is accurate, but kind of lost for answers. And with the world, the weight on their shoulders, how do you reckon they're feeling? The big 3.
I just think there's a bit of lack of motivation at the moment, especially from Munster. Like you look at the tackles he's missed. He's always been a great defender.
Yeah.
Tallis Duncan made him look like Gordon Tallis, right? He was just ran straight over the top of him. It just looks like they're just at a point where they just want the season to be over. That's how I feel.
What do you reckon, Jack?
I reckon they didn't take my advice last week and they didn't get on the piss. That's what I reckon.
Okay.
I think they need to get on the piss this week. And I think we're going to see a different Melbourne Storm, hopefully this week, if they get on the piss. I just feel like the psychological scars are there from last year. They are there. They look like they lack a bit of motivation. I think strength and conditioning goes only so far to a certain point.
Yep.
When you lose 2 comps in a row, only theorising here, but I imagine that leaves more of a psychological scar than it does a physical one anywhere on the body. So I just feel like they need to reset really hard at the moment. And I think the only way they do that is by doing something away from the norm, at least.
Yeah.
I'm suggesting getting the piss. I'm sure a better coach than me has a better idea to do that. But, yeah.
Or maybe just go to Papua New Guinea for a weekend.
Weekend away, a full squad. Imagine
we got to Port Moresby, boys.
Mate, can you imagine if we get 2 NRL head coaches go, yeah, I'll put my hand up for being an assistant? Like, they might. Like, who knows? Like,
These assistants are
Can
Craig
I come,
Bellamy and
boys?
Wayne Bennett.
Imagine, mate, wouldn't put
Just
it
give them
past
free round, let them break in the compound.
100%. Like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you reckon motivation or disheartened, Kempy?
I
Like, are
reckon,
they lost?
I reckon their team, look, and I say this with, I am nowhere near as good as the guys that are currently playing at the Storm, but they get compared. You could argue Cooper Cronk's the greatest 7 all time. Cameron Smith is the greatest 9 of all time. Billy Slater is the greatest fullback of all time. Right now, that spine is not the greatest of all time, and not even really that close to the greatest of all time. So, I do think it's sometimes they get unfairly kind of measured by a yardstick that it's not where they're at. And so in times where their squad wasn't as strong, the Storm just lent on the fact that we have the greatest spine of all time.
But do you think that's so long ago now? Like 6 years ago now? Like Cameron Smith retired 2020.
Yeah, that's right, but they haven't won a comp. That's like they haven't.
Yeah.
They haven't done. They've gotten obviously to 2 grand finals, but they haven't won a comp. And so, like, although that spine is really good, it's not like that top tier. So there's that bit. So like let's say that's 5% of the argument. I'm not saying that's the key of the argument, but that's like the little extra bits that you get to winning a comp or like getting you through these tough periods. But also, I think that like in regards to style of play, they built such a legacy of Kenny Bromwich and Kafusi. They were the best defensive edges in the competition. So much so that we would see these edge back rolls come through that looked like Olakau'atu, that were like kick out, just destroying teams. And Craig Bellamy always was like, nah, I'm sticking with Kafusi and Bromwich. Like these aren't, yes, okay, they can attack okay, but they're there purely for defense. And I think since then, the Storm have struggled to get good defensive fours, and therefore their edge defense has been nowhere near as strong.
Messy.
It's
really
been messy for years now.
Yeah.
Like even last year when they were going okay, they were still leaking a bunch of points. And so I think that's another part of the reason. I think that they got really unlucky with Katoa and Coates being out for long periods of time. I think also like they got super unlucky that they happened to get the team that beat them in the grand final at that point in the year season, and then to come back again from 14 points down.
Yeah.
I think like that just like smacked their confidence to pieces. Whereas I feel like if Storm win that game, I just feel like they're in a different headspace right now.
It does feel like a turning point.
Yeah,
eh?
like to lose like that again to the Brisbane Broncos, I reckon that can rattle you a little bit and just be like, fuck, like, we just can't seem to get across the line. So there's all of that. And I just think that right now, in the harsh light of day, this roster on paper is just not as good as the older Storm rosters. Like
a real dagger in the heart too. I think Ren spoke about it last week around the importance of the nuances of the foreign defender, which is back row, and having Katoa out for this year prematurely. Like no one knew it was going to happen. It obviously happened in the off season during that game. That's probably been a little bit of a dagger in their heart too, in the fact that they've had to rush in a couple back rowers, and like is it this week they've wiped the floor? Are they both out of the squad this week? Or on the bench?
I think Blaw's in and Lasardi's in.
Yeah.
But here's a good example. So this was their bench in 2020 grand final. Because because they're the Melbourne Storm, and this is a compliment to them, they get held to a crazy higher standard than anyone else. But this was their bench in the 2020 grand final. Brandon Smith, Tino, Dale Finucane, and Nick
That's a
Hines.
joke.
Hines.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
a
good.
joke.
Whereas right now, their bench is like, and I'm not being, I don't want to be mean, but it's not that.
It's not that.
It's not that.
And so like the harsh reality is this roster is just not as good as the older rosters. Like it's just like, so, Munster and Hughes and Harry Grant can play as good as they can play. They're already up against it because they're not as good as Cam Smith, Cronk and Slater. They're still really good, the best of their generation. Plus also they're dealing with lesser weapons outside them. Plus also they've struggled to settle on a back row since that 2022 grand final. And that was the key for the Melbourne Storm, is like they used to have the best edge defense in the competition.
You know what else happens? You reckon this is accurate? A team that's humming like the Melbourne Storm, who have such a great system, you play to that system. And I also think the Paps leaving is very underrated at the moment. As much as you replaced him with an exciting superstar, not completely system-based. But now it feels like they're going into a territory where these three big names are trying to put everything on their back. And if that doesn't work out, then maybe you do see a dip in motivation.
Yeah.
And your style of play changes.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
With all that too, can be like what you just said then. Although when you factor in all those things, like, geez, if they do make the 8 from where they are right now, that would almost be one of the best achievements Craig Bellamy's had in his career.
Because here's another one. So this was their front row in the grand final. Because that's who we're judging. Because they made 2 grand finals in a row. That's where we're judging them against the other team that won the grand final. So this was their front row: Jesse Bromwich, Cam Smith, Christian Welsh, Kafusi, Bromwich, and Nelson. That's essentially a total rep forward pack.
Total rep forward pack.
Total rep forward pack.
With rep forwards on the bench.
Yeah. And they were all, that bench was all marquee signings for every other club.
And and they were all like future, besides Cheese, I think they've all been captains of their clubs as well since.
Whereas this is their front row now: Stefano, Grant, Josh King, Blaw, Lasati, and it's Alec McDonald. And I'm not trying to be
completely different. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to be like a rude or a dick to these current players, but that is not even comparable.
If they win the last 2 comps though, then suddenly do we see these play like they let's be honest, they're only 1 game off being in a different stratosphere of their career. Do we then look at them now as a different?
But it's the measuring stick, as you said.
Yeah,
it's so high.
Yeah, we're comparing it to that crazy team.
I will say, if they just won 2 comps in a row, then suddenly do we put them at a higher stake than we are right now?
Well, for example, they would have had, let's say Katoa would be in the side right now. Nelson, whatever happened there, but Nelson was a part of that squad last year. Trent Leoro was an Origin 13 last year as well. So they had those players there or thereabouts, but this year, that's the front row they're rolling out right now. So
you don't think they're a top 8 side at all with that roster?
No, I think they're a top 8 side, but I think mixed in with a bunch of injuries and things not going, like Kamikamitha, he's been in hospital, the Katoa situation. But for example, heading into this season, even if they had Katoa on the side, I still would have had them around 5th or 6th. So yeah, I just think that right now their roster's not as good as it once was, and whether that's been it used to be back in the day, the Storm, you went down there and they made you into an absolute star. They've managed it a little bit. Like Stefano, he had a pretty good back end of the year, but he's kind of been a bit inconsistent this year. Outside of that, I'm trying to think someone else in recent memory that they've really
But also can be, it's there is truth to that they made you a star, but the system and the team also made you a star. You're a wheel in the cog.
Yeah.
Now those players have expectations of those former players. You have to play to this level. You have to contribute to that level. Whereas before, they played their role and look at the players that were surrounding them. I just think it's too much, but it's just a hard pill to swallow and just come to a conclusion that this is just where the Storm are at and this is what we're going to get, unfortunately.
Even if you peel it back, you think about the Lomax situation and when they chased him.
shows you they knew something.
Right?
They knew something.
They knew something,
yeah.
right? And it was really against their policy of what type of player they signed.
Yeah, it was weird.
So
it was a strange one, wasn't it?
So
Yeah.
if you could really peel it back, there were warning signs early.
There's no way Storm 4 or 5 years ago go that hard at Lomax.
No
but
way.
they knew, and I remember saying at the time, they knew they were desperate. And also, I think around that time, I think they were already aware that Coates was injured for a long period of time. So I think that added on, oh my God, we're not going to have Coates on this side. Look, I personally think if they do make the 8, it's a huge feat from Craig Bellamy this year. You consider all the injuries they've had, all the unluck they've had, all the fact that, their roster isn't as strong as it used to be. And also, it's just natural. Penrith are the big dogs now.
You got to take Origin into account. Harry Grant gone, Munster to be gone.
Yeah, I mean,
Is there a chance? Is there a chance now? I'm thinking about it. That Lomax could sign with Perth while he's over there. Is he over there now already with that?
Yeah, he's
with
playing.
the Union side. He's with
actually-
over there?
Western Force, I think.
I wonder if they can try and get him on the books for 28. Not yet. Oh yeah, because he's got to wait till the Paris deal was done.
yeah.
Was going to be done,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Now, boys, Knights re-signing KP. Thoughts?
I love it.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I
Great.
love it. I wouldn't say I was shocked about it, but I think it's a good one. I'm looking forward to kind of getting Johnsy's perspective from the inner sanctum. But yeah, I think it's great for the club. I think it's only a positive thing for the future.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's good. It's the thing with it. I was there. I was playing 20s with Tommy Starling. I was there the morning KP got announced that he was coming from the Cowboys in 2016 or 2017, 2016 preseason, I think it was. And then I was there when he re-signed again in 2023, I think it was, or 2022. And KP is one of them ones, he's a bit of the beacon of the club almost. So it's I know they signed Dylan Brown last year and they've had a couple of re-signings now, but KP is very much that marquee beacon where he attracts not just other players, but
He's
he also for the town too. He's been there for 10 years now, right? So he's also the beacon for sponsorship, bringing the commercial side in. Peter Parr's not dumb. He knows his stuff. Pretty sure his background was in sponsorship anyway before he was a football manager. He knows his sort of stuff. And I think KP's such an important signing, not just for the football department, but for the club. I think because he's just been there so long, establishing him as a pretty well a one club player, although he did obviously he started at the Cowboys. But in terms of his legacy, KP will, if he finishes at the club, it'll give that, that branding for the club now that, we're on the right trajectory. And it was perfect timing too. I love what Justin Holbrook's done this year with the side. I love some of the way they're playing. I know they're 4 from 4 at the moment, but the way they've played has been clearly better.
Yeah.
They look happier. Yeah, even after losses, when you talk to the guys, even after losses, they're not riding them that low because they're always in good spirits. And I think it's just perfect timing. The fact that KP come out and said, I love the trajectory the club's going. On all fronts, it looks like they're on their way up. And I'm pretty sure this weekend, The Knights beat us in the SG Ball on the weekend, but I'm
I was
pretty
going to ask how your team went.
Yeah, we got they whacked us, they flogged us, but they were outstanding. Our boys probably left their worst to last, unfortunately.
damn.
But the Knights were great, and I'm pretty sure they're in the Mats too.
Yeah,
So
they're in
Mats
both.
grand final.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
there's a few things going good up there at Newcastle at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, boys, time for the preview. The women's origin. New South Wales women, Queensland women. What are we going? I'm going, obviously, Queensland.
Go
Famous
the
victory.
Blues.
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.
Shit.
The Blues.
Dogs, Reni, I need to speak to you,
mate.
mate.
Yeah, I
Come to
know.
the floor, please, sir.
I don't know.
Come speak to me, sir.
Very frustrating.
Can I need to ask you a very honest question.
Yep.
Like, I am such a fan of the Dogs.
Yep.
I'm such a fan of Critter and Serraldo, and I genuinely believe that this is more of a hiccup than it is a long-term thing. I reckon they'll work their way through this. With that being said, I am a bit surprised that it seems like there's this line of like, look what we did against the Penrith Panthers. That's getting barneyed about by multiple people at the club. And it just surprises me that they're hanging their hat on one performance this year. It's
trying to motivate and keep the boys positive.
Yeah, okay.
Because they look very confused. And I've said it before, you start Turpin, you change the spine again.
mate. And Hayward looked good at 13 when he came on.
How
which is-
good did he look at 13?
He looked so good.
And I'm not going to go down the Reid Marnie situation. There were different circumstances that led to Reid moving on.
Okay.
Nothing sinister or anything. It was just Ciro knew what he wanted. When they didn't polish off those two opportunities in the first 15 minutes, you can see a side that's really just, they don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
Even in their sweep plays, like Critter too deep, Tracy across field a bit too much, Kickout missing the jump on the left. I just think they're a very confused team at the moment. Are we a defensive side? Are we a,
I was going to say, like, and I've been guilty of this too, so I'm not pretending like I'm some, genius or whatever. But, like, I'm almost getting to the point where I don't even care about attack anymore. It's defense is the concern.
leaking big points.
Big points. It's like,
Errors.
as I said, I'm guilty of this, so I'm not saying, but, like, who cares whether Galvin's a 6 or a 7 or whatever, like, or Burton or Critter or whatever. The defense needs to get sorted before any of that gets sorted.
Yeah.
But we talk about this every week, bro. Like, when does the hammer drop on this confusion conversation?
I don't know. And you saw the connection last year, right? The speaker, they're
Oh,
all
mate.
they're all
Yeah.
walking together. You don't see any of that anymore. It's almost like they're trying to fabricate a connection. Not that there's dramas between any players. It's just like
We've all been there. Like, it just,
it's
you
just like,
can't put a finger on it. You're just like, what is different between last
what's
year and this
going
year?
on
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
It's like teams need an established defense, but like at the same time, you need to the thing that attack can do. It can give your defense confidence because you know that if you're going to defend 3 sets on your line, you know that eventually we're going to be scoring points soon. Like it can be very detrimental if you don't have confidence in your attack.
Yeah,
Because then you're going
that's
to sit there going, what am I going to do? Sit there defending my line for 80 minutes?
Yeah,
Like it's
that's
very
fair.
hard.
Yeah. I feel like there's too many individuals that are playing poor in key moments. Penalties, drop ball. It's not a huge fix. I don't see it as a huge problem, but
Yeah, you can still see like shadows of how good they can be. Not even shadows. Like there's periods where you go, all right, there's the Dogs, heaps of line speed. Like even that first 20, the Broncos couldn't get out of their own half. Like they genuinely couldn't get out of their own half, and that was the Dogs that we know. But it's kind of like the rhythm gets a bit upset, and then I will say and look, I have 2 ways about this. Like, yes, we did have Aaron Reynolds, so I understand the fact that he is just such a master. But if you can't go with Reynolds without all of his weapons, imagine how you're going to go when he has all his weapons. But anyway, that's a different topic for another conversation. Reynolds did do a really good job at identifying you guys screening up out of line and doing a lot of inside balls and ruining the systems or whatever. But I felt like that once that flow got interrupted against the Broncos, you never really got it back. You never could wrangle back control of everything.
no.
For where the Dogs are at, bro, Critter not playing at his best, I think has such a huge impact on the group.
Yeah.
I feel like
You look at your
the
leader.
energy and spark almost comes from him at this point for where the Bulldogs are at.
If he gets the ball away in those 2 opportunities, gets a little flick pass, they go over 10, 12 points up.
Different
It's
game.
a different game.
100%. 100%.
It's a different game.
And you're
straight away.
right, Jack, as well. Attack really, it's all connected. They're not separate things. And sometimes scoring that extra try gives you the extra energy in defense to go, fuck yeah, boys.
Yeah, we're on.
That's why I reckon. That's why I don't know if Reno's on the last trip or whatever it is, but quickly on the Broncos for a quick tangent on what you just said then. But Like if I'm the Broncos, I'm sort of looking at them this year. Going, we get Jonah Pezzett next year. They'll have a couple spine members there. They should almost re-sign Reno for a year and have him at 14 every week and just bring him on for big moments. He's like a great big moment player.
Like
6-man bench, yeah.
6-man
We need
bench.
a field goal.
Bring him on when you need him. Oh, what's this? Oh, can you do interchanges after tries? Like if you've got a big kick from the sideline, if you score a
bring him on
try,
for that,
can you go bring on Reno, swap him out, sweet, done.
Mate.
Finish the game for 15 minutes. Like
Mate, he was outstanding. He was so good. But yeah, Canterbury's versus North Queensland Cowboys.
going the Dogs, eh?
I'm actually going the Dogs.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah, dog.
I just reckon it's going to click eventually. Like something's going to click. It just they can't have fallen this
Who's
far.
playing left back row? Kickhouse out.
Satilli, I think. Is Satilli? I think it's Satilli.
Yeah, this is the last time I'm going the Dogs. Seriously.
Cowboys, look, the last 5 weeks they've won 4 games, I'm pretty sure, but they did leak a lot of points. I do think that this will be the game where it kind of comes back to bite them a little bit. So I'm going the Doggies. Dolphins, the Melbourne Storm. Dolphins, such a weird side. They've had minor losses, like tight as anything losses against the best 2 teams in the competition. Then they'll go and get pumped by like a bottom 8 side. So I think the Dolphins have just got to hang in there, stick to their systems. It's going to come good soon. So I'm going to go Dolphins 1-12.
I'm going to go Melbourne. I think this is the game where they actually
At Suncorp.
Yeah, at Suncorp, and it's not just I think they need a response this week, Melbourne. But at the same time, the Dolphins are a strange team. They're a really
bizarre.
You wouldn't know how to sort of take them if you're a fan. You wouldn't know what team to sort of because they can attack well.
Yeah.
But the wild thing is, Dolphins could put 40 on the Storm. That's
I'm going Dolphins 13+.
Ooh.
I'm kind of on your vibe, whereas like
It's either way.
I'm betting on Storm, but it's coming up to my last chances in terms of my MberX.
Oh, okay. Like Titans, Raiders.
Titans.
Yeah, this is.
I'm going Raiders.
No,
Yeah, I'm
I
going.
can't believe
Young.
Titans are fucking
I'll tell you what,
favourites.
$1.75.
You know what I like this week? I like they've changed up the starting pack. They've gotten Curtis Morin at 8 this week.
Yeah.
Starting with Tino.
They tried that, I think last game as well, just because I think Moe was just he's just struggling with the pace of the game at the moment, whereas Morin is just faster across the ground. He's a dog as well.
And that's where he was a dog. Like he was literally at the Bulldogs last year.
There you go.
I feel like he's someone they've actually missed this year, the Doggies, because he added a fair bit to them off the bench last year.
Yep.
As a lifetime member of the Titans, I'm going the GC.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
What are you going?
Green Machine.
Okay. Eels, Wars. I'm going Wars. I think
I'm
the
going
Eels
13+.
They had so many injuries. I know they got some players back, but I just reckon they might conk out a little bit here with the Wars with a good solid win.
Yeah, and the Wilds are about to go into a bye, so I reckon they're looking at this game as 4 points, not 2. So.
Yeah.
The 4-point turnaround. I'm going Para, boys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going the Wars, bro.
Going the
13+.
Wars? Now, here we go. Big game here. Now, Broncos obviously still missing quite a few, but they do get Reece Walsh back. Still missing Payne. Still missing a lot. But Roosters versus the Broncos. I think this is almost the final piece in the puzzle for the Roosters. I know the Broncos are still missing players, but if the Roosters can put on a good score here and dominate, I think that I'll give them confidence to just start rolling downhill. Because I've liked, ever since probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I've liked the slow build the Roosters have made. And I know everyone goes, oh, of course they should have beat the Dragons. They still fucking pumped them. They still dominated them and they completed high initially as well. So obviously I'm going Broncos here, but I'm really keen to see how the Roosters roll out here.
Yeah, Roosters for me.
Yeah, Roosters for me.
I might back. I'll go the Bronx. I'm on the train.
I
but
like it.
Such a big game for the Roosters. Oh my.
Mate, I don't know about season finding because Broncos aren't full strength. However, I just reckon
That's why it is.
The reason why, if Broncos were full strength and Roosters managed to beat them, then it's like, okay, they're the real deal. I just think the Roosters have been building nicely. I think they've been building nicely. Knights versus Rabbitohs. I'm going Rabbitohs 13+, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rabbitohs 13+.
Sunday Arvo.
Jack John's Cup. KP back, Dill Lucas back, Frizz's back. I don't know, but that attack, the South Sydney attack at the moment, on a nice Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m, would be nice and dry. It's going to be very, very hard for Newcastle to combat that. I do think it'll be tight. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Okay.
I think there'll be points scored,
Yep.
but I think on both sides of the field.
Okay.
I'm going to go South Sydney, though.
I'm going to go the Knights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're
going
gonna
Knights.
Real selection.
I don't trust you. 'cause
Real
you-
selection.
I'll go Knights.
You'll
Real
flip it
select.
last
I just
minute.
think so. They're going away again, the Rabbits, and the high of last week sets up the Knights to do something special. A
not
KP
bad.
signing, so I'm going to back the Knights.
With you.
That's not bad.
Thank
Okay,
you.
KP based win. All right. Sharkies versus Tigers. Tigers
Oh.
missing Api Coruscant in Bulla. Going Sharkies.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sharkies.
I'm going
going
Tigers.
The Sharkies were poor last week. Holy moly. Okay.
Fosball.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
This
Here
is
we go,
this
Fozzie.
is
Round.
but I just think it might be reality might hit here. I think I'm going Penny Panthers.
If they win this, man,
Oh, mate.
This is all time.
Do they straight up just go,
Here's a
okay,
10-year deal.
10-year deal.
10-year
Yeah.
deal.
Not,
The
not like
fans
in-
were into it, into
mate.
for the Daily M Coach of the Year. I had to let a few people know just to not get so opinionated and just jump on the train.
I will say, like fans that like, oh, you tipped them for the spoon at the start of the year. You sacked your coach. You don't get to go.
It's a new era. It's Fosball.
But you don't get to go, oh, you tipped us for the spoon at the start of the year. How wrong were you? It's like you sacked your coach.
dog,
Like
Kemp.
that's like winning a spoon. You had to sack your coach. That's why we thought you were going to win the spoon because you had that coach.
Mid-season spoon.
Penrith, unfortunately. I want Manly to win. I do, but I think Penrith.
I'm going Manly.
We're on Fosball.
Okay, let's go, Ren.
Why not?
wow,
Right,
okay.
5 in a row. Let's ride the
Okay,
train.
just say you don't get rugby league instead. Just go, I don't get rugby league. Just say that.
They flogged Penrith last year, round 9.
Oh, okay. That's us done and dusted, guys. Don't forget, Monday, 6 p.m, jersey drop. Make sure Backstage will follow, Reni will follow, Sandor will follow, all that good stuff, guys, and we will go and fuck ourselves. Thank you.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.